Hey everyone, I was on a property today and talking with the owner about his percolation test and how it went on his property. And I just wanted to tell you the experience, just because there's always a risk when you're buying land and you need to put a septic system on that land. So before I go too much farther, if you like my videos, push the like button, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to help you out and answer any questions I can. Anyway, this guy had bought, it was about a 20-acre property, only allowed one home to be built on it, and it's in the mountains, so he has to put a well on it. He has to do a percolation test for a septic system for his wastewater. And he did the test, and he ended up, and when he bought the property, he and I walked it, and I had walked to the property with a septic contractor, talked to him about doing percolation tests, and all of us felt pretty confident that he would be able to get a good perc test in this one area. Anyway, he ended up doing 7 perc tests on his property until he found an area that would percolate so that he could do a normal septic tank drain field system. And so he paid for the test for the contractor to keep doing the test so that he could find a location where it would percolate. So there's always that risk, as much as we try to reduce the risk, me as a realtor, a contractor, and you as a buyer walking the property, there's that risk, and you just have to realize that, okay, I do the best I can, short of paying a contractor during your due diligence and going out and getting the percolation test, which you need to get with the seller and make sure he'll approve that. I've had sellers that won't approve that, because I've had buyers that wanted to do that during due diligence, but the sellers wouldn't approve it. And if you're looking to sell your property, I recommend that you do a percolation test, just because it helps you to know the value of the property even more, and it provides additional value to a buyer to be able to show them, okay, this is where we did the percolation test, and this is a perc rate, and this is what you can do for a normal system or an alternative system. So I recommend you do that. Now, there is a risk. I was looking at a property over in Summit County, and the seller didn't want to do the perc test because there was a risk that property wasn't going to perc, and if it didn't perc, it's not a buildable parcel. So he just wanted to get it sold and let buyer beware, let the buyer take the risk. And in this situation, I was representing the buyer, and we wanted to be able to do a percolation test during the due diligence, and he wouldn't let us. So my buyers didn't move forward on that just because of the risk. Anyway, if you have questions about percolation tests and water issues, something like that, happy to help you out however I can and connect you with contractors and others to help reduce your risk. That's what I always tell people, that I look to my job as increasing your confidence and reducing your risk. But just know there is still risk out there, even when you're pretty confident, buyer's confident, your seller is confident. In fact, had the seller on that property and even had a contractor on that property, and yet the new owner had to go 7 different locations before he'd get it to percolate. So anyway, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.